Okay, did you know that it has been 8 years since Statistics Canada has published an annual data on marriage and divorce rates, to the point where 30 researchers and representatives of faith-based organizations have written a letter to the federal government calling for annual statistics. But one thing is for sure, marriage is an investment, and no matter what the numbers say, all of us have a lot to learn about making our marriages better. So we brought in our marriage experts, Ron and Ann, the hosts of A Better Us, a marriage show that airs right here on Yes TV. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Hi, Maggie.
Great to be back.
Yeah.
Happy 1-year anniversary.
you.
Not for
Yeah.
your marriage, but for your television show.
Right. Yeah, we're coming up on 35 with the marriage.
Yes,
Wow.
that's
And,
right.
and we wouldn't really call ourselves experts either,
Not at
but we do have a lot of great experts on
You're
the
more
show.
experts than I am.
We're practitioners.
Practitioners
Oh, there
for
you go.
35
Lots
years.
of
but-
experience. Lots of experience.
But yeah, it's been a year, and we appreciate the partnership with Crossroads in the helping with some of the production costs of A Better Us. You know, although our Heart to Heart, that's a ministry that we lead, is an independent charity, and but the partnership with Crossroads is still keeps a connection there with what I worked for 30 years in the ministry here with Dad, and it's been great.
You know, it's surprising how many people, as we travel across the country and do what we do, are surprised to find out that we are no longer on staff here at Crossroads, but that we are actually leading our own ministry. So yeah, God has been faithful for the last 3 years, and like Dad told you, you know, he said, if God gives you the vision,
He'll give the provision as well.
Yeah.
And so, and that was, we were able to share with him shortly before he passed away, the vision about having a TV program focused on strengthening marriages. And he was all over that. Like, as a visionary,
So
you would
important.
expect, he would say, go for it, guys. And
Okay, so I have a cute little story. When we were on our Israel trip recently, met a couple of ladies, and they were asking about both of you, and I was giving them an update on the show, on A Better Us. And they said, oh, well, we're not married. And I said, well, I think A Better Us is for anybody in a relationship. And we're all in some sort of relationships in our lives. And you guys have great people on that just give key advice on how to keep a relationship strong and healthy.
Yeah, well, the format of the show is pretty, you know, kind of fast moving.
Yeah.
We'll have an expert who, like the top people, the Gary Chapmans of the world, the 5 love languages guy, and a lot of these of that caliber. We'll do a short teaching, and then we talk about it. You know, around the kitchen island, which is taped in our house.
Yeah.
okay, Maggie, so we tape the show in our house.
Yeah.
You've got to know there is nothing that motivates you to clean your house.
Of course.
More
When you
than
know
knowing
cameras are
there's
coming.
cameras
Right.
coming. But we love taping the show in our house. It's in our kitchen with our kitchen couples. And we have Mike Pinball Clemens and his wife Diane, and Dan and Danielle McCauley. Dan is a well-known recording artist. Danielle is an author and blogger. And then the youngest ones in the kitchen are our son and his wife, Eric and Kara Main. So yeah, we have a lot of fun just talking about how to assimilate the wisdom that these experts give us as they, you know, download all of the intricacies of how to do marriage right, how to do relationships right, because it's not easy, as you know.
Yeah.
And the good news is there's a 100% chance of success in marriage when you do it God's way.
That's it.
And so we say,
That's
well,
it.
how would God have us, you know, walk out our marriages?
Yeah, but part of what we do is we do marriage seminars across the country, and we talk about issues like communication styles and how to live at peace really, and how to argue in a healthy way. But I think the most important session that we do is we talk about know your enemy, and it's not your spouse.
Yeah.
Every person on the planet has an enemy to their soul, and his end goal is to destroy your life, destroy your hope, your trust, your love, and especially destroy your marriage.
And Jesus identified that enemy in John 10:30. He called him a thief. He said, the thief comes to steal, kill, and destroy. And that includes our marriages as well. Because anything that has a sense of unity to it, the enemy wants to divide that.
That's it.
You know, and we teach about these wedges of the enemy, how he would like to kind of divide the couple. So when you think of a wedge, sometimes, you know, in my mind, I picture splitting wood. And so, you know, you might have this big wedge that comes in, just that thin edge that just kind of starts it a little bit. And then it's a place of vulnerability, and then the enemy will pound on it and pound on it, and it goes deeper and deeper until it just, you know, splits you apart. And so One of the things we like to do is just identify what are some of these wedges that the enemy
Because
has.
so often in our marriages, in our everyday lives, we don't realize that something that seems so innocent could actually be a wedge of the enemy of your marriage that he's using to just drive you further and further apart. So for instance, wedges like the lies that we believe, the lies like there's no hope for us. You know, we've been around this thing so many times and there is just no hope for us. That is a lie of the enemy. You know, everybody needs people in their lives that are for their marriage, that encourages their marriage. As soon as you start to believe that lie, that there's no hope for you, the enemy is going to pound it in. He's going to bring people into your lives that are going to just reinforce that. And it becomes a death sentence to your marriage instead of a lie you believe. And so as long as there's breath in your body and God in your life, there is hope for your marriage.
And sometimes people wait for that wedge to be so wide to go to a marriage seminar or go to a conference. Why is it important to tend to your marriage regularly so that that wedge doesn't become even wider?
Exactly.
Yeah, well, we have to recognize where we're vulnerable.
Yeah.
Like some people, like one of the lies the enemy would say, well, the grass is greener over there, you know, and that person's life looks so great and happy, and you know, if there's any type of emotional distance in your marriage, you're starting to look, and the enemy can camp on that if that's a weakness, and you need to come against that right away.
right.
There's so many of these type of wedges, but we need to fortify our minds because that's where the
Renewing our
battle
minds.
really happens, is in our minds.
That's it. Romans chapter 12 talks about, you know, the Message version especially says, don't become so well adjusted to your culture that you fit into it without even thinking. And so you throw away something as precious as your marriage because things aren't working out. But transform your mind. Allow God's Holy Spirit to renew your mind, the way you think about your spouse, the way you think about your marriage, your future. Have a future vision for what your marriage could be like and work on that. Renew your mind. And a great way we've found to do that, Maggie, is to try to develop the habit of praying together regularly. A lot of couples might be intimidated by that. They say, well, I don't know what to say when I pray, and to actually pray out loud with my spouse. But it really does help because you're humbling yourselves together before God.
Yeah, you're recognizing, God, you're the one in charge here. You're sovereign, and we humble ourselves before you. And then there's that sense of unity again, that the enemy can't get a wedge in edgewise. And there's just the power and strength together. That spiritual intimacy is powerful.
Okay,
And
so we only have
encourage
a
that.
minute left. Okay, and I know you have so much more that you're doing. So if people want more information on Heart to Heart, A Better Us, where can they go, and what other things do you have coming up?
So many resources on our website at abetterus.tv. Please visit us there. We have a women's conference coming up May the 25th right here in Burlington in this very building where we have all the women of A Better Us are going to be speaking, plus Dr. Mary, Sheila Ray Gregoire, all-day conference.
It's
amazing.
called Just Us Girls.
Just Us
'Cause
Girls.
That's a segment on the program where just the girls of the
I was going to say,
program.
so you're not going to be there.
No boys allowed. Sorry. And then last fall, we actually took a couples cruise where we had some couples come with us and we did some marriage teaching and a lot of fun. We're going to be doing that again in January of next year.
And we're opening it up to families as well, and even singles, but there will be some marriage ministry on board the ship next January.
So there's just a lot happening. All the resource information is available at our website, abetterus.tv.
Yeah, abetterus.tv. It's very, very simple.
Thank you so much, guys. It's always great to have you
Maggie.
here.
We love
very
being with you.
much.
Oh, we love having you. Okay, stay with us. We'll be right back. This is great stuff.